Good evening, everyone. It's your girl Lauren Reed right here on What I Asked Radio, and we are back. It is Tuesday, February 13, 2018. It's Valentine's Day Eve, the day I wear all black.
Funeral song.
Funeral song, basically. Yes, ladies. Tomorrow is Doomsday.
It's either the best or worst day of the year.
It can go either way. Traditionally, mine has gone one way.
You're gonna be seeing a lot of roses in your office.
Just knocking them over.
Do you really? Are you serious?
But guess what, Jay?
What up?
Happy anniversary! Today, What I Asked Radio is tomorrow, What I Asked Radio is...
Really?
No, it's today. It's the 13th. What I Asked Radio is 1 year old today.
We started on the 13th?
Yes, we did.
How? Wait, didn't we start on a Tuesday?
I don't know. It's either today or tomorrow. We're 1 year old.
Wow, I think it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah,
It must be
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
It's tomorrow. We're 1 year old. What I Asked Radio.
That's what's up.
Which means Lauren Reed Live is about 3 years old.
Is it? When you almost
No.
3. It'll be 3 at the end.
It'll be 3 at the end of the year. In October.
October.
So you know what we do, guys. We pay the bills.
Let's do it.
So first off, I want to say shout out to our sponsor, Samsung Technologies. They have hooked us up with all of our equipment here that you may be seeing on our live or that we talk about a lot.
Or that you may be hearing on our TuneIn app.
Hearing our TuneIn app, yep. Make sure you guys check them out on their Instagram page as well as Samsung Technologies.
They also gave us a nice little write-up in their blog section.
They did!
Yeah, it was really
I love
nice
the picture too of the crew. It's really, really nice picture.
Yeah.
I love it. 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 All right, so shout out to them. You got the rest of it?
Sure. Make sure you are following us and signing up for our weekly newsletter. It's waterrice.com. Just go to Everything Philly, WODRICE.com. We're on YouTube,
Yes,
Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Apple, iTunes, all that good
Google
stuff.
Play.
Google Play, that's right. Water Rice Radio as well. Social media, same thing. WODRICE_radio. You can get some more content and some more promos and all that stuff that's going on within the Water Rice Radio family.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things starting to heat up in Philly, so make sure you sign up for our newsletter so you get the inside scoop. We got some big things coming up within the Water Rice family and the community that you do not want to miss.
You don't want to miss it, guys. You definitely have to make sure you tune in for that. Also, we forgot to shout out the Newsstand Association of Philadelphia. Shout out to them.
Yes.
They are a partner of ours. If you happen to be in Center City and stopping to pick up a paper or a quick beverage, we are on the newsstands on those nice, lovely screens. Yes, you can take a picture and shout us out too.
Yeah, we love that.
We love that.
Yeah.
We love that.
I seen you.
See you on the screen. Yeah. First, we have the Ratchet Recap, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, we have a really good guest coming through. We have Miss Diva coming through. She is an entrepreneur. She is a boss lady. She has a little bit of everything. She's coming through to talk about her businesses. We get to talk about her start and how she just is hustling out here.
Yeah.
Really excited to meet up with her again. Give you a little background story in regards to that. Get into it, you guys. You already know what it is. It is time for the Ratchet Recap. The Ratchet Recap is a part of the show where we talk about anything and everything that is ratchet. So that could be celebrity news,
Sports.
trending topics,
Local news.
Local news. Yep. That's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Politics.
You who are
Yep.
listening, watching.
With your ratchet ass.
Yeah.
We can definitely have a story about you. So if we see you out there, you doing something ratchet,
We on you.
we on you. Could be a part of Ratchet Recap. But tonight, let's start with this first story. It's Miss Tiffany Haddish, and she says that at a
That's Hector's boo now.
I know that's what's going on. I love Tiff. She keep it all the way 100. So
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish says that at a 444 after party which she met Beyonce at, Beyonce had to check an actress, which she would like to remain nameless, for getting too flirty with Jay-Z and touching on his man packs.
Whoa, who do you think it was?
I don't know. So Tiffany Haddish.
Do you think it was like someone older than Beyonce, the same age, or a little bit younger?
Oh,
I don't think anybody younger would do that.
I definitely think it was someone older.
Yeah.
Because I think due to the elevator situation in the album, I definitely think someone younger was because I feel like they look up to her more.
Yeah.
Like almost like
The
idolize
younger,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone. I don't know. I don't think that's what that was. She spilled a little bit more tea. She said, I was talking to Jay-Z for a little bit, and there was another actress that was there who was talking to Jay-Z as well. She touched Jay-Z's chest, and out of nowhere, Beyonce came walking up like, bitch. She said she didn't actually say that, but her demeanor, her body,
like,
the way she walked up was like, get your hand off my man's chest. She said, so Beyonce and the actress started to talk, and some other stuff started to happen.
Damn.
She said, but I can't say anything yet about it, but I'm sure it's going to be out in these streets and everyone's going to know about it.
Damn.
Tiffany out here spilling the tea or giving us little drops.
Little drops.
Kendrick Lamar actually just announced that he is going to start banning people from bringing their cell phones to
bring the real life experience great again. Make it great again. Thank you.
So the Grammy Award winning
Bro, it sucks. You went to the Jay-Z tour.
I was going to comment on. Let me just give his comments first. So the Grammy Award winning rapper who has collaborated on the soundtrack for the new Black Panther Marvel film has not even let professional photographers into the auditorium for his leg of his new tour. I think they said, I didn't really elaborate on the details, but they said a couple like
his person, like his own people.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically, what's going to happen is if you go to a Kendrick Lamar show, it's this company. I forget the name of the company.
They do it. What's the name? Did the same thing.
Kevin Hart. No, Kevin Hart didn't. I don't think you were.
Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. They've been doing it.
They have cell phones when he did the arena.
Right, but I don't know if he had this company come in
like a Ziploc bag.
Bag that you can hold with you.
Kevin Hart does the same thing. Actually, he does. Yeah.
So you have it with you. It's in your possession, but you physically cannot take it out of the bag.
And if you do,
you gotta go out.
You out. They kicked out DJ Envy. Remember
at the Kevin Hart?
Yeah, Kevin Hart show. Yeah, they were like they kicked him out because he was using his phone.
Yeah. So I'll give my thoughts because I believe the last time I went to a show was the 444 concert, and when I was in Toronto, and I was just trying to. I was so hyped, and I just wanted to have a really good time, and the people of Toronto were just. Not impressed, and everyone was on their phones, and I was just like, oh, so this is what Jay is talking about.
Yes.
Like, it takes away from the experience. Like, public service announcement is coming on, and y'all are trying to get to y'all Snapchat page so you can get, like you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you couldn't really.
They're really living in the moment.
You're not living in the moment.
For the gram.
So, it took me to have that experience to really agree with you on that, because I was like, what's happening here?
Well, I guess I just value where my money goes. Like, if I'm gonna spend money to see 444, like, I'm gonna enjoy the best to the bill. I don't want to spend 30% of the time trying to flip through filters and
posting.
And we talked about when we went to the club, like when we saw Fabulous. Literally everybody in the club's not even looking at the stage. They're looking at their phone or like trying to make a music video.
All right, guys, we're in part 2 of the Ratchet Recap. We are ready to go. So this has been like a story this week. So Uncle Quincy, as we like to call him here, at
the God
at the Lauren Live Show, did a whole interview. I believe it was GQ.
It was GQ. I read it in GQ, but yeah,
it was 2 interviews.
It was GQ and Vulture.
GQ and Vulture, they were really good interviews. He would just talk, not necessarily talking crazy about people, but he was
talking fat truths, like at 80, like how was he, 86 something?
Something crazy like that.
Why would he lie?
I don't think he's lying
right.
at all.
Why would he make it up?
But he went from talking about, we know about him and all his women, all his different girlfriends. Then he talked about how Mike as in Michael Jackson, stole people's music, was pretty much a bully out here in these music streets. But he also
got it from his daddy. Go ahead.
Yep, and he talked about how they asked him about, like, what about him changing his skin color and all that stuff like that. He was like, look, he was abused as a kid. He was told he was ugly.
He was told he was ugly his whole life.
His whole life.
Like Joe.
And he was just like, yo, he had issues. Actually, that's what he said. He said he had issues. And how could he not? Yeah. He also talked about, he was like, look, Michael's problem at the end was propofol. That was the problem. Yeah. Like, he was on drugs at the end of the day. That's what it was. So I don't think Uncle Quincy is lying. But he also went on to talk about the late, great Richard Pryor, and said that Richard Pryor had relationships with men. And one of the men was Marlon Brando, that he slept with Marlon Brando.
Well, how it came up was Quincy Jones actually mentioned Marlon Brando.
Right.
being one of the most crazy people, like crazy and like partying and stuff like that in Hollywood at the time. Because the question was like, who was like one of the more people? And he was like, Martin Brando's crazy, man. That dude would fuck anything.
And one of those people happened to be Richard Pryor.
And yeah, he named some other people too, but yeah.
So that was the one who really stuck out. And everybody was like, what? But here's the thing though, like it was open that Richard Pryor, he had a transgender girlfriend. And I guess, but in the 70s, that was like kind of like not really open.
He talked about it in the stand-up.
And he talked about it in the stand-up. But people kind of went like crazy about it, like, oh, Quincy is old, he's senile, he lying, all that stuff like that. But Richard Pryor's widow confirms that he did sleep with Marlon Brando. She said it was the 70s and drugs were still good. Everybody was kind of like hooking up.
Especially Quaaludes.
Yep, that's what she said here. She said it was the 70s, drugs were still good, especially Quaaludes. If you did enough cocaine, you
oh my God.
Can I even say this?
Say it.
She said if you did enough cocaine, you fuck a radiator and send it flowers in the morning. There is a Costa Rican healing retreat that offers black women a 10-day escape from white people.
You sent me that. I was like, okay, so can I go or not? It's just for women, so I don't care.
So Vice did a documentary on this 10-day escape, and I'll put the link on our page so people can go watch it. But it's so interesting, yo. Basically, the creator of this, her name is Andrea X. She created Women of Color Healing Retreat. And basically, the guests at the retreat is created specifically for black women to enjoy yoga, meditation, vegan food, and an environment free from what Andrea calls microaggression and passive aggressiveness that exists in the United States from white people. Andrea said she decided one day to completely eliminate white people from her personal life, saying her life became much more breezy without them.
So do you think that's racism?
Absolutely. No, I'm not gonna lie, because she goes on to say like, and listen, I'm really like open with my feelings about how I feel about people, but this is just, some of this is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like me and Sim actually had the opportunity to work together on a panel for actually Sincerely Jasmine, shout out to Jasmine, at her boss brunch, and it was a really, really good experience. So many people came out, they showed us so much love. And I loved it, and that was the first time I actually met you. And hearing your story was really inspiring, because the same thing what Jay was just saying, I was like, damn, at 24, I wasn't even worried about starting my own business. And I was like, and she got like 2 under her belt right now, right?
Strong.
Right? Like kicking it. So I was just like, this is a great story. And then you had the Pink Cafe. We were Water Ice. I was like, we have to link up again sometime. And this has just presented a really good opportunity, because Water Ice was actually at Boom Philly's 30 Under 30.
Yeah, 30 for 30, yeah.
And you were there, and I was just like, this is a perfect time of having her on. So had to get you here. Yeah. So let me just start off, but if you can just tell the people a little bit about your story. How did you actually start your starting Pink Cafe? You said your first business was starting Boss Up.
I was gonna backtrack a little bit anyway. Surprisingly, I started off a hairstylist.
Oh, okay.
When I was a teenager, and like 18, I started doing hair up at 106 and all of that, BET, and I was just like, I lost passion for it. I knew that my purpose was, it's crazy because I just spoke at West Catholic today, so I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I knew my purpose was bigger.
Get used to these press jumps.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So I knew my purpose was, bigger than doing hair. Not no shade to anybody that does hair, but I'm just saying me, myself, my purpose was big. My purpose was bigger. So it's like, prior to motivational movements becoming a wave, that was what I wanted to do. That's why I said my brand was called Boss Up. I was interviewing local influencers and things like that. I ended up getting an after school program because I was an instructional assistant. I got approved through the city of Philadelphia. I had different influencers come out, speak to the kids. Nice. And it's like, they wanted me to be successful, but they was putting the ceiling on how successful I can be.
That glass
I'm
ceiling.
like, I'm breaking through this glass ceiling. Like, it's so much more that I want to do, and it's so many more things that I know that can be effective if I implement them. But they're not giving me the freedom. I quit. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, you get what I'm saying? So after that, Pink Ice derived. Like, we were going hard, but the original vision for Pink Ice was, how Andell is on Moesha?
Yeah.
I'm like, I need a safe haven in West Philly. And then when it came about, everybody's like, this should have been in the suburb. I'm just like, no, like our neighborhoods need this. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one cares about, you know, our youth anymore, and it's bigger than, oh, let's keep them off the street. Once you get them off the street, what are you going to do with them? Like, you get what I'm saying? Some of them are missing the feeling. Exactly, they're missing the feeling of acceptance. They're missing guidance. They're missing just somebody who genuinely believes in them and things like that. So it's like, you know, that was my role at Pink Ice. A year later, I started the shoe bar, which was my original dream. But I'm glad Pink Ice came about first because it taught me so much.
Y'all, I like when you said you wanted to have a safe haven for the kids in your community,
right?
Because that's big now. Because they could be a lot of other places, but to be able to come to Pink Ice has to be like such a humbling experience for you. But you said that you wanted the shoe bar first. So what actually edged you on to do Pink Ice Cafe?
So I'm really religious, so if I get religious, I hope I don't.
No, it's okay. We've had people.
Yeah, but so since I was a kid, my dream was to have a shoe bar. And it's just like, yo, I want it to be like a second floor. I want the top floor to be a glass window. And I never thought I was gonna find that in Philly unless it was somewhere on South Street or something. You know, that's a goal for long term. You don't think to do any of that right now. But my mom's like, let's do something called the Snack Shack. And I'm like, I'm not putting my name on nothing called the Snack Shack.
I remember you said that.
I remember you said that happening. So she's like,
hear me out.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, yeah, no, not doing it. So my favorite color is hot pink. And the goal originally was for me and my little sister. It was basically for, you know, the meeting of the minds. Like, you know, kids can enjoy this location as well as adults. Me and my little sister are 10 years apart. So it's like, you know, it's supposed to be a joint thing. She hasn't been here in 8. I don't know when the last time she's been to Pink Ice. But, you know, she's 14 now, I'm 24. But
that's a gap. She'll be around. She'll be around.
But you know, it was just like Pink Ice. All the opportunity was already there, and it was like my mom owns the building of Pink Ice, so at first I was gonna use the upstairs. And I'm like, I can do the shoe store right here. Then it was like, nah, God, like, no, you know that's not what I'm telling you to do. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna be obedient, you know. But I'm really grateful that I'm really happy that I was obedient because the situation presented itself. I ended up.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah.
Got real estate. And
yeah.
So what do you say to? Because I deal with that. Like, I've dealt with that struggle a lot in my life because I didn't complete college. I started. But you get a lot of backlash from people who say, you have to have this piece of paper. You gotta have it. Have you heard that a lot from people? And like, it kind of like, what would you say to those people who are saying you have to have a piece of paper to be an entrepreneur, a boss, basically?
I knew I was going to kick down doors regardless, and the doors I couldn't kick down, I already knew God was going to knock them down. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even fear. I don't worry. Even when there's a bunch of no's, I still know that what the last yes is going to be. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't listen to people when they tell me they can't do something. Actually, that makes me continue to, you know, try to get through this door. But I already knew in the way that I wanted to go, I was sort of going to be the one creating the opportunities. And it wasn't that many, you know, corporate things that I wanted to do. Okay. And the corporate things that I am working on right now is just like, I don't need, you know, a paper. So I don't want to lie. Like, yeah, this opportunity, I mean, that situation happened. This is what I did. It never, I'm not saying that it won't come up, but I highly doubt it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I totally
the way I'm creating my life, like, it's just like, my quote is, the goal is to be an innovator, to be inspirational, to be iconic. I'm innovatively moving through life. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's really, I don't need really a yes from anybody else. But if the opportunity, I mean, if the situation presents itself, then hey, all I can do is pray that God had the last word. But I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about earlier about your mom and how she supported you early on. I'm assuming she still does.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about like your team and like how important a support system is when you're a startup, young entrepreneur trying to do your thing?
I definitely believe that when you're trying to start anything, you need that support system. Like, everybody needs that. Like, to the point where when you start to lose faith or you start to doubt, you need somebody that's like, yo, you gotta keep going, or, you know, this is what you had to lose if you give up.
Yeah.
I can definitely say, like, start with my grandma. I just lost her in May, but start with my grandma. That was like my spiritual advisor. That was, you know, she owned my church. That was my spiritual advisor. Yeah. That was like my best friend, my confidant, everything. But I can turn this water bottle upside down. She like, that's pure talent. Like, she, anything I did was like genius. Like, I did no wrong in her eyes. So, you know, her support was like definitely there. Like, I don't care if I was down to my last dollar, like whatever it was, like whatever type of support I needed, my grandma had me. And the same thing with my mom. Me and my mom were just like two peas in a pod. Like, we're literally identical half the time. Like, you know, she's just a little bit more petty than me. But she's definitely, you know, a huge part of my support system. It's like, it is nothing. She'll talk to me and let me know to be cautious in certain decisions.
Right. Absolutely.
But
she ain't making the decision for you.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
she's like letting you do it.
And she's like, listen, win or lose, I got you. You know, regardless. So I definitely know. You know, my mom is definitely gonna always have my back. And you know, my boyfriend now, like me and my boyfriend are in the same like similar lines of work, so we like support each other a whole lot. Most importantly, my cousin that's sitting to the right of me, like I could call her any time of the night. I need help. We be setting up for events. I need help with the shoe bar, whatever I call her for, she's running to my rescue. And same thing with my Pink Ice team. Like I just have a really, really like, you know, great selection of people around me.
Yeah.
Even my supporters, like my Instagram supporters, they do not play about me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like my support system. I'm blessed. Honestly, I don't.
You recently were just honored at Boom Philly's 30 Under 30.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
That felt amazing because I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah.
I just got a mention on Instagram and it's like Boom Philly honors you.
Yeah.
30. And I'm like, what is this? And I'm looking at the page like, is this real? Then my brand manager checks the email. She's like, yeah, they emailed. You got to show up at these events at this time. And I'm like, okay. And then they were sending me, you know, promotion material. I ended up on a website. Then everybody's like DMing me like, Sim, I hear Pink Ice on the radio. I hear Sim Diva on the radio. I'm just like, okay, I still haven't heard it. I still didn't hear it.
What? So do you know more or less like what it actually is?
No. Because we went to the Boom Philly event and I was
we were
late.
there. We were there.
I was really late. I don't even know what happened.
I remember you coming in. I remember you coming in.
So I was late. So by the time I got there, the mixer was over. So I'm like, can somebody tell me the information? The girl's like, this is the information. They emailed you the rest. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll see y'all
I
tomorrow.
was leaving. I was like, that's it. Because I remember seeing your placard.
I'm like, look, I'll just see y'all tomorrow.
Girl, you were being honored.
Yeah.
Being to be able to be honored. Like when you hear your name, that's an honorary for
not to cut you
something.
off, but you were with like a lot of like heavy hitters in the city.
Yes.
So I think that's gotta be.
How do you take all of that in?
It's surreal to me because you know other people aside from you know being honored with that and even the panel that I spoke on today, I was on a panel with like movie script writers and philanthropists and you know high up religious people. And I'm like, sometimes I just look around like, how the hell am I sitting here? Like, you get what I'm saying? Or like people come up to me, like they'll come up to me, oh my God, it's Sim Diva, and I'll be looking like, what? Like, yeah, and it's just like I don't know as though I'm these things, but I get my supporters telling me constantly, or I'm getting honored at this. So I still just say it's just still unbelievable to me because. It took me a long time to be acknowledged. I started this when I was 18. I'm 24. And of course, I'm not.
You're right on time.
Yeah, and of course, I'm not the type of person, like, that's why my shirt says uninspired by the fake shit. Like, I don't do anything that's fake. Like, I'm not selling my soul. I'm not doing scandals and all of this to be popular. I finally got into a relationship at all this time, so it was never like the guy I was dating.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm not labeled down, wearing a bunch of labels. I'm not being, you know, posting provocative pictures. So it took me a long time. I definitely feel like the goal is to be innovative, to be inspirational, to be iconic. That's what I live by. I figured out who I wanted to be, and I spent every day becoming that person. So if I could leave, you know, any legacy, is to don't ever conform. Don't listen to who they tell you to be. Don't let anybody mold you to this sculpture that they want you to be. You have to sculpt who it is that you want to be, who the ideal person that you want to be, and most importantly, be obedient to, you know, whoever you serve. Be obedient to, you know, that God to make sure you're living in your purpose. Because I think purpose is the most important thing. Like, we all live, but did you fulfill your purpose? And that's my biggest fear, not fulfilling my purpose.
Just break down the 3 businesses that you have for everybody.
Pink Ice Cafe is my first baby. We're turning 3 in July.
Nice.
I cannot believe it. Thank you so much. It's just, you know, again, I mentioned the safe haven, but more importantly, people come to Pink Ice to satisfy their taste buds. You know, create your own everything. Everything is literally build your own. You walk in, you say, I want this flavor ice cream. This is the kind of shake I want. I want to spin it into a shake. I want to put these toppings on there. Even
Fuck your New Year's resolution.
So everything is, you know, it's definitely somewhere where you can, you know, just literally express yourself through your taste buds.
Nice.
The shoe bar it's literally like a bar. Like when you walk into the store, it's not like a shoe store where you can grab things. It's like all the shoes are behind the bar. Your barmaid has to hand you your shoes.
Great concept.
It just sets the tone for networking, for conversation. This generation likes conversation.
Shoe bar. That was your first thing that you wanted to do?
Yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to do, but I did it second.
That's such a great concept.
Yeah.
How old were you when you thought about this?
16.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was 16, so I finally brought it to life when I was 22.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like it sets the tone for great networking. Like, we meet a lot of amazing people, especially a lot of other entrepreneurs and even women in other fields. The metaphoric purpose behind it is like there's different walks of life. but every woman has a fierce work ethic. And, you know, every woman loves complimentary wine and shoes and conversation,
Right.
things like that. Yeah, and Lash by Some Diva, I sort of jumped out the window with that one. Like,
Okay.
really. I just came out of nowhere. Like, I think I want to do lashes. And I just do lashes whenever I feel like it.
And that's within which.
Inside the shoe bar.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
just another
So that
service offered in the shoe bar. I'm actually about to add a makeup. It's a couple different things I'm about to add.
That's what's
You
up.
know, makeup artists and things like that.
So it'll be like a one-stop shop.
Exactly. I wanted to just be like a place where you're going, like, it's a bunch of different
It's
things.
gonna turn into a spa.
Yeah,
massage.
probably, because that's the kind of bizarre things I do. That's why I told you. They just like, all right, so, like, whatever. Just go later.
So what have failures taught you throughout this time owning your businesses?
I'll mention one failure and then I'll elaborate. When I first started Pink Ice, it was supposed to be like in dough on the den. We were supposed to sell coffee and, you know, donuts and I probably sold 1 cup of coffee. Milkshakes began to get really popular and I didn't even know how to make a milkshake. I didn't understand what the hell they were coming back for because I didn't know how I did it.
Right.
So it was just like we had to change the sign outside and everything. Like, mind you, we didn't get a cheap sign. It was like our sign was probably like $1,500 to $2,000, and we had to change the face of it, which was probably like over $1,000. It was like the coffee and things like that.
Okay.
It wasn't. We were our
Milkshakes wasn't like one of the main components
exactly
of
at all. Like it was just like, oh, we want to sell some ice cream here. People ask for a milkshake, let's go get a little milkshake machine, let's spin it. Like, you get what I'm saying? We weren't thinking that that's what we would 3 years later. That's how we're surviving.
Right.
We probably sold, like I said, 1 cup of coffee to the point where I took everything out and changed the sign. So that was like a big slap in the face. It's like, what do I do from here? Like, you get what I'm saying? Winter months, can we survive off of ice cream? And we did. So it was just like, I fell, but I just had to quickly figure out how to maneuver it, and I'm a quick thinker. Like, whenever you feel something slipping, how are you going to save it?
Right.
I do not like defeat. So I go to really any height to make sure I'm not defeated. And if I am, and I got to take that one on the chin, cool, I'll learn from it, and this is how I'll maneuver next time.
Again, Sim, thank you so much for coming through to the show.
So much for having me.
It was long overdue. We had to get you up here before you start to be too busy for us to come through. But we're sure we're going to have you back again. But before you go, please tell the people where they can find you on social media, where your stores are located. They can come check you out.
If you don't feel like searching around, you can just log on simdiva.com. simdiva.com, you can find everything. You can get the link to all my social media. You can get the address to each location. But if you only want social media, my social media handle is _simdiva, SIMDIVA_ at Pink Ice Cafe, at the Shoe Bar by Some Diva, at Lash by Some Diva.
Nice. So there you have it, everybody. That is the Lauren Reed Live Show for February 13, 2018. Again, shout out to Sim Diva. Make sure you guys are checking out simdiva.com so you can see all of her business ventures. She's actually going to be on the Better Success Conference with Miss Nicole Purvey, who we're actually having on the show at the end of the month. So make sure you guys check her out on that as well. Another boss lady, she's going to be coming through. So make sure you guys check it out. So everybody, that's it. I don't have anything else. Well, and on that note, everybody, always remember, not all superheroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear headphones. Peace.